All right. So here is the Protectorate base for Chibi. And we'll see what he's going to end up going for. But this is kind of the race that is like Terran. And yeah, looks like he's got his engineer down ready to go. And Tech Hero going to be the choice. No big surprise. A lot of people are using Tech Hero. And over on this side, it looks like Liquidfluid here. Was that Kragar that I saw? I believe it was. All right, so the Tech Hero going to come down and start trying to clear this out for himself. Yeah, and it is going to be Kragar. So Kragar is... I wouldn't call it exactly dueling, but he's like very good range. Like, you know, he has like some stunning and stuff like that. Like he has the thing that's like a hunter's mark type thing that he puts on you that increases damage. And of course, Tech Hero we've already seen several times. Tech Hero can be utilized by Grell and by Protectorate. So anyways, yeah, the Liquidfluid again is using the Arandi. And as far as for the Mercs, so right, he's using the same that we've seen from him so far. And you can see a lot of damage being put down here. My God. But when you get that cross eye on you, you got to run. Anyways, Chibi is using Valkyrie with his, right? So like the hounds that you guys were seeing earlier on. Okay, so as far as what we're going to see from unit-wise, like Commandos have been pretty popular during this beta phase. I feel like Bastions were much more popular on the previous one. Definitely a very fast expansion coming up. Forward buildings being put down as well. A lot of little dueling going on. I'm kind of surprised by the amount of dueling. You can see the kind of rotations that we have going on here from the Tech Hero, trying to make sure he stays out of the way a little bit. But yeah, Commandos coming out right now. So these Commandos, what they remind me of are Dawn of War 1 Space Marines. They have jetpacks, so you can actually jump them around and micro them really interestingly. They're a very good all-around unit. Very micro-intensive, I would say. Ooh, he does this swap spot, but actually gets away. Oh, and he jumps forward. Sick move right there from Chibi. Oh, my God. So kawaii. Now, coming forward... here's the thing, right? You can produce more and more quickly of the thralls, but they aren't as microable, right? Like, you can jump away with these. You're never going to lose these if you micro them correctly against what he's fighting against, basically, right? You'll see. You'll see. He'll jump out as he needs to. He's going after the idle conduit right now. It's basically a supply depot that refills mana for your heroes. So, killing that off, really nice pressure. Going to rotate down here. Going to try to harass some of the mining, right? He has made a new base there and, you know, trying to get that Hexite. You see here pushing back from the Flux as well. So a lot of harassment going on right now from Chibi. Just pure Commandos being made. Factory on the way. So probably with Factory, he'll add in some gunships. It seems like everyone is getting 2 to 3 gunships with Protectorate. Just some air harass, basically. Not sure what unit to liken it to. It's not too much like anything from the other games. It has like 2 different weapon modes. So we'll see what he makes. Oh, he's actually going to go Avenger right away. Okay, so yeah, I mean, the Avenger is just like a kind of mid-range tank. And yeah, it's pretty good, but it doesn't feel like crazy or anything. But I guess really, as soon as you tech up, everything is pretty good against the Thralls. Tries to jump away there. Doesn't quite work. Nice hit there from Kragar. And he's eliminating a few of these. Shield goes off and does jump back. Dude, I love the flanking obelisk, right? That's an ability. So he can just kind of drop that, like for something like a flank when the battle is really close. He dropped it, right? And then suddenly it's like, okay, we got to get out of here, right? You can't have that in the middle of your back line.
Dave Testus just subscribed.
Thanks, Dave Test. I hope you're doing well, man. All right. Galavax is out, so we're going to start doing some healing on those Thralls. And it does look right now... First off, we haven't seen any Valkyrie, right? No Valkyrie mercenary units. We haven't seen any Arandi mercenary units yet. We'll see if those do end up coming out or not. Rotating over here, trying to dodge some of the AoE and whatnot. By the way, Protectorate, you can level up your units to stay alive for a long time. They do gain some power. So, like, when you see that number 2, that's a better unit to save or / pick off. Now, okay, he has added in some of the Valkyrie units now here as well. Unfortunately, Tech Hero does end up going down there. So that's, like, really, really annoying. And just before his mech unit got up here. Now, that's the Valkyrie Flamewalker. Does some good AoE. It's just like AoE in a straight line, basically. And it does really well against light units, like, for instance, these Thralls. So definitely a very strong choice. It is one of those mercenary units that he's got. And you're going to want to keep that alive. Also, like I mentioned before, right? He's getting out some of those Avengers, which are just kind of like mid-range factory units, mid-range tanks. Definitely, you know, you're going to be relying much more heavily on your heroes with this composition that we see from Liquidfluid. Like, he's got a few other units in there, but look at this. Jumping forward with everything, dude. Forcing that recall. So, right now, Fluid just running away, and you can see really feels like he's in some trouble here. Gonna heal up. What's the camera lock key? Pause. Okay, we're gonna pause that for them for a moment. I think that they're having a problem. A camera lock key. I don't know what it is. It's Alt F4. Hit Alt F4. That'll fix it. Oh, look at that. When it's paused and Mapu moves the screen, the health bars move. What? Okay, so anyways, we'll wait for them to get that fixed. You know, it can be hard to figure out new controls in games. Fun game so far. How do you play? Well, I mean, you have to get into the alpha. I honestly, I feel bad right now that people are asking me how, like, I should probably know that, but like, the problem is that people just give me alphas and betas as soon as the game starts, so I don't even look into how to get those anymore. So sorry about that I can't really help with that, but I would say just check out their Twitter account or their website or whatever, and that should help you. Anyways, looking at these two armies, right? So this is like a very weak army, but the thing is, a lot of the strength of Legion is in those heroes. You upgrade the heroes unlike the other races. The other races, the heroes do grow slightly stronger over time, whereas you pay for upgrades on Legion, and they get way stronger, and you're using more than one, right? So they can really turn the tide of battle. But like those Thralls, they do get some basic upgrades. Like you can increase their range and their damage and stuff a little bit, but it's not a lot. Like they don't scale very well against this other stuff. Like when you see the Avengers, you see the Flamewalkers. Look at this, jumps in the middle of it, man. Just puts that damage out. Holy crap. But that's a very good Galvax Fireball. Gets a ton of damage with that. Holy shit. Really does a good job. But his army gets mostly wiped here, so just gonna have to run with Kragar. I think we actually lost Galvax. I lost track of him during that fight. But I actually think Galvax might have died, which is pretty painful. And now Chibi is actually jumping on top of one of these expansions. Double Obelisk comes out. He is trying to repair that as well. Comes in, gets an excellent AoE line shot on the side there, but loses his expansion. Galvax is back in the fight. Good recall. There's point recall for Protectorate, which is kind of nice. You can just recall like one unit back if you need to, if it's out of position. Ooh, that's going to be a big one. Oh, that was pretty sick. A lot of damage put out there. Pushing them back through. Don't want to step in there. Ooh, Strider on the way. All right, Strider, I think, is one of the cooler units. It's one of the ones that I try to go for when I'm playing Protectorate. It's like a big walking mechish thing, like a three-legged AT-AT, and you put units in it, like a carrier. It's cool. You'll see. You'll see. It's going to pop out here in a moment. Looks like he's still making some Avengers there as well. As far as the Strider goes, I think we'll probably only see one in the Juggernauts. Juggernauts are very, very good right now. They're the biggest tank that you can get. Not necessarily the best tank. There is a Disruptor that's really strong. We'll talk about it if we get to that. Anyways, Tech Hero jumping way forward there. You can see right there that actually he had everything in the way. Oh my God, Galavax dealing ridiculous damage to this army right now. Look at that. Dude, the Avengers are taking so much damage. He jumped forward with everything. You could see that actually his Flamewalkers were stuck behind the Commandos, so the Commandos had to jump forward. Then they took a lot of damage. But he did end up winning the battle anyways. Fluid is very close to dead now. And we do see a Disruptor out there as well. The thing with the steady... Yeah, there's the Strider I was talking about. So you can load that thing up. It's pretty sick. And this thing that shoots the laser beam is pretty crazy powerful. It's like a tank-looking thing with a laser turret. It's called a Disruptor. And yeah, you'll see when it's actually fighting something. It's like the range is wild. So there's the Strider. I actually don't know how to, if you can tell if it's got units in it. There must be like some sort of visual cue. All right, still zoning things out with his heroes. You can see way lower supply right now, and he's only on 2 base against 4 base. So I think it is just a matter of time before Fluid's dead. Chibi does look like he should be able to win this. Yeah, jumps forward with those Flamewalkers once again. Tech Hero coming way forward, diving super deep. Still a good amount of Avengers in here as well. And you can see that crazy range from the Disruptor in the background as well. Triple turret comes down. Tries to... Dude, that was a good jump back, man. And look at this. He's breaking, like, everything. Okay, recalls the Strider. And just suddenly... I tell you, sometimes it's not super intuitive how a battle will go with Legion involved. And he's going to GG anyways. Even though he actually forced everything back, he just didn't have an economy to really refill anything. But yeah, sometimes it feels... non-intuitive because of how strong the heroes can be. All right, so we do have Chibi winning that, and Chibi is a Protectorate player. So that's fun. Our first Protectorate winning his game. Once again, I'm going to close the window.